about recording this. And I hope that I don't sound not with it or extra low energy. But according to my watch, I've been moving nonstop for 15 hours, 12,000 steps. I was off today and I wanted to make it a, get my life together, get stuff done kind of day. And I actually accomplished a lot. It's amazing what you can get done when you're not putzing around and staring at your phone. And 2 weeks from now, I'll have another Friday just like that on July 3rd where I get to be off and catch up on things in life. So just going around the house and doing all of the things that get put off. But yes, very happy with what I got done today. But of course, now this is the last thing that I'm doing. And I am beat up. I am ready to go to bed. I am so tired. But let me do this one for you. So last time we did our Wet n Wild comparison, we did the Jelly Drip compared to the NYX. I can't think of the name of it. See how tired I am? Jelly Job. And then I found that there was some keyword interest also comparing the Jelly Drip to the iconic, the OG NYX Butter Gloss. So I figured let's do that because while the formula itself and what it's trying to do is different, they are very similar with some of that punchy pigment and lots of shine. And I was really surprised to see how long Butter Gloss has been around, at least 9 years. NYX is one of those brands that sells a ridiculous amount of lip products, but they also discontinue a lot of them too and put them in and out, right? So I learned that in doing research for this blog post, but I will compare these. I don't think I'm going to do any other comparisons. I do have another one that I could do that I found keywords for, but it just doesn't logically make sense to do and feels like a waste of time for me. So as I keep saying, I want to move on to some topics that are not Wet n Wild, even though I have a ton more other comparisons that I would like to do that are valid. There's other topics that I'm working on that are also different. It just took me so long to get through this content because I wanted to do every product in its own dedicated way. So here's the at a glance for the Jelly Drip versus the Butter Gloss. Butter and jelly today. It's very amusing to me. So these are lip glosses that deliver lightweight shine with different finishes, pigmentation levels, and application experiences. So Jelly Drip right now is new. It came out this year in 2026. There's only 3 shades. NYX's website says Butter Gloss comes in 29 shades, and I did not count them. That feels a little funny to me. Why not 30? I don't know, but it was right on the page. So coverage. Wet n Wild Jelly Drip has a high medium pigmentation, a glass-like finish. NYX is a more sheer to medium, but still really glossy, right? Both of these are lightweight, they're non-sticky. Wet n Wild's has a lot of like lip conditioning sort of ingredients, your vitamin E, your sunflower seed oil, ginger root. These wear differently. So Jelly Drip leaves behind some color, kind of like a glossy lip stain a little bit. Butter Gloss is just regular lip gloss. It wears off, it wears off. So best for, you would go with Wet n Wild if you want that juicy, high shine lip look. You want some of that tint left behind. And Butter Gloss, and when I say everyday wear and versatile, because of the level of pigmentation, it doesn't leave a stain, etc., etc. I feel very confident whipping one of those out, putting it on my lips really fast, no mirror, no lip liner, and it's going to look okay. But Wet n Wild has just enough pigment, and you'll see that in the photos. I apologize. I'm looking at the photo of the Wet n Wild product on my lips, and I'm like, it is so messy and not in the lip lines. It has just enough pigment that you kind of want a lip liner with it, right? And you kind of don't want to slap it on without looking. So that's where there's different. That's what I mean when I say the NYX is more of like an everyday thing. So Wet n Wild has a metal applicator. That's their unique thing, their value proposition, whatever. NYX has a traditional doe foot, and you can of course find either of these products in all sorts of retailers that carry drugstore makeup and carry these brands. Probably not going to go into a store and find like all 29 shades of Butter Gloss, but it is what it is. So Wet n Wild Jelly Drip Lip Glaze and NYX Butter Gloss are two drugstore glosses that are going to give you high shine lips, but in different ways. Jelly Drip is going to be lots of color, a metal applicator. Butter Gloss is going to give you more shades, a little toned down. Not clear on the lips, but not as punchy as Wet n Wild, right? But a very effortless everyday formula. And I'm going really in depth here again, very long, very detailed. This is another long one. I should have warned you at the beginning. We'll go over the wear time, the pigment, the texture, the value, everything you could possibly think of. And if you are reading the blog post, I do have a comparison table for you where you can very quickly look at the prices and the shades and the whole deal there. But I will begin the article with the details and the claims. So these are affordable drugstore lip glosses that take different approaches to how they give you color, application, and shine. Wet n Wild is available in 3 shades, has a metal applicator. It is designed to smooth over your lip lines just a little bit, right? Have a high shine glass-like finish, but stay lightweight. I already mentioned the key ingredients once here, right? But the brand highlights that metal applicator, right? And it's supposed to enhance your experience. So Wet n Wild's claims on their product is high shine mirror-like finish, lightweight color, cooling metal applicator, and as I say, it feels cold when it touches the lips. That's it. It does nothing else. Buildable shine, nourishing formula, vitamin E, sunflower seed oil, ginger root extract, all the good stuff there. NYX Butter Gloss is a very long-running product at the drugstore. It's available in 29 shades, and they actually have 2 different product lines of it. So there's just the regular, the original, and then there's a glitter formula, and they call that Bling. So they market this as a non-sticky lip gloss with more of a sheer medium coverage, and it's just a really nice one, right? If you want to wear it just as is, you want to do a little lip combo with a liner, maybe some lipstick, liner, and do a trio there. But the claims from NYX is a non-sticky shine, sheer medium coverage, 29 shade options, a layerable formula, can be worn alone or over lipstick or liner with a very high shine finish. And like I said, these are pretty widely available. So NYX is going to be on their website at Ulta, Target, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Amazon, which is pretty similar for Wet n Wild. It's on their site. And then the same retailers for the most part. And let me see. Okay, yeah, Target as well. Right? Or no? No, I actually don't have Target down for Wet n Wild, but I think, unless I'm confusing this, just the other day, it is on Target's website now. So when I did the original blog post and I was putting this together, I just noticed it only just a couple days ago that it's on Target's site, but it has 214 reviews. So you think it's been there for a while. Oh no. Huh. I need to stop looking up things when I'm doing podcasts because it is showing me at the top of Google on sponsored products. It is pulling CVS, Walmart, and Target, and it's giving them 214 reviews on each of them. So those reviews can't be pulling from the retailer. No, because when you click through to Target, you get 160. So that's interesting, but I had not seen them on Target's site before. So I might have to go back and update these blog posts a little bit. Let me see. I just did a little right click, and then I'll move on, I promise. Because Wet n Wild is so slow at pushing their products out. And if you've been here for the long haul, I was saying, they're just now getting last year's 2025 products finally at these stores. And then they don't even have the 2026 in there. But yeah, I only see the original Chameleon Chrome highlighters. That's strange. It's looking like Target only got the Jelly Drip. Must be because of me, huh? I'm kidding. So, yeah, I'll have to update that for sure. Because as a new development, I only personally saw in the past couple of days. So anyway, there, I will move on past the retailers. So when you're looking at Butter Gloss versus Jelly Drip, the biggest differences are going to come down right now to the shade range, the application, like the applicator, the packaging, right? NYX wants to give you a large selection of shades Wet n Wild is going to emphasize what's popular right now. It's a new product. How's it going to sell right before they extend that shade range? I bet you we'll get some limited edition colors of it this year. They're going to emphasize a glossy finish, but they're both positioning themselves as something that is lightweight and glossy and not sticky, right? So summary. Wet n Wild Jelly Drip is available in 3 shades with a unique metal applicator. Butter Gloss is available in 29 shades with a traditional doe foot applicator. Both formulas are marketed as lightweight, non-sticky, high shine. And NYX is available kind of sort of through more retailers. I think that you'll have an easier time finding it versus like walking into a CVS and going, oh, this one doesn't have the Butter Gloss, or excuse me, the Jelly Drip. That's pretty well still the experience of Wet n Wild. And I think they will eventually equal out in the stores, but give Wet n Wild a year. So what's the difference here overall between these products? One of the biggest differences is the pigmentation. So both of these are going to have more pigment than maybe you expect. Jelly Drip is doing a lot. It's very punchy. It's not full coverage, but it's close. It really covers up a lot of your natural lip color, and it's pretty impressive. So I would call it a high medium. And like I said, when that gloss wears off, you do get some stain that stays behind on the lips. Butter Gloss is sheerer, so it's still going to give color to the lips. It's not going to give as much color as Wet n Wild, but it's still going to be a little punchy. It's not like you put on the pink and it goes on clear, right? So it's forgiving. It's definitely a very forgiving formula. The applicators are different, as we've said already. And the wear time, of course, stain versus no stain. So, my computer froze a little bit there. So the formulas definitely serve different purposes as well. So Jelly Drip is going to give you that juicy, glass-like finish. It has that really strong watermelon scent and flavor to it. Butter Gloss is more like vanilla cupcake, right? It's a little bit sheerer, and in my opinion, better for the everyday because I can slap it on without a mirror, without a 10-step lip combo, and without needing precision, right? So when you look at these side by side, Jelly Drip is definitely going to give you that trendy feel, right? Versus Butter Gloss that just seems to have been around forever, for sure. And Butter Gloss is going to moisturize your lips just a little bit, And of course, if you do want to see my other NYX comparison with Jelly Job, I'll link that here for you as well. But summary, Jelly Drip provides stronger pigmentation and a glass-like finish. Butter Gloss offers a softer, sheerer look with more versatile everyday wear. Jelly Drip has a cooling metal applicator, while Butter Gloss has a traditional doe foot applicator. I'm going to stop here and just pause and say the dog's been barking this entire time. I am up here and I have the door closed, so I don't know if you can hear that in the background. That's just been aggravating you. I'm pretty well, deaf to it, and I can tune it out when I need to do something, but I recognize that's not going to be the same experience for you. And this podcast, if it's not being noise canceled, is probably incredibly agitating and aggravating. And if you don't like that, you can, of course, read the blog post, as always. But anyways, back on the summary. So Jelly Drip does leave some color behind after wear. Butter Gloss does not, and you're looking at 29 shades versus 3 shades. So now I'll compare the formula and the ingredients. As I always say, I'm not going to read these. What I do find interesting is the Butter Gloss ingredient list is a mile longer than Jelly Drip's. And part of me just wonders if over time we've tried to cut down on products or ingredients as much as possible to save money. Is it about trying to make makeup more cleaner and vegan or something? I don't know. I could be talking at my ass for all I know about it. But I do have the 2 sets of ingredients listed here. I'm scrolling past them. They're very long. So when we look at what is in these products, Jelly Drip is combining film-forming ingredients, emollients, and conditioning agents. And that's going to be your vitamin E, glycerin, bisabolol, ginger root, sunflower seed oil. And that's where you're going to get that really glassy shine, right? So Butter Gloss has mineral oil, polybutene, some waxes, emollients, and that's how you get that buttery kind of texture, but it's also very shiny. So depending on the shade as well, the ingredients list will differ. But pretty well, the things that I said are going to be the commonalities. So looking strictly at the ingredients list, Jelly Drip is going to give you more like that botanical extract blend. And it doesn't leave your lips feeling any sort of way, in my opinion, even though it does have more conditioning ingredients in it, like they were trying for that, right? Butter Gloss is more like a standard lip gloss. So in everyday wear, the ingredient differences are going to show up in terms of that like pigment level, so on and so forth, right? So I would say they're both pretty shiny, but Wet n Wild really pushes the whole glass idea with theirs, right? But Butter Gloss, maybe it's the name, maybe it gets in your head. It is a classic lip gloss, but it is not oily, but I'll say soft. So again, neither formula really does a whole lot for the lips. Butter Gloss is a little bit moisturizing. It's nothing too crazy. And I do have a separate article on the Jelly Drip Lip Glaze if you want to hear all about that on its own. But in summary here, both glosses use different ingredient blends to achieve a lightweight, non-sticky finish. Jelly Drip has vitamin E and sunflower seed oil, centella extract, so on and so forth. Butter Gloss relies on mineral oil, waxes, and emollients for its glossy texture. Neither formula is particularly heavy, and Jelly Drip contains more highlighted skincare style ingredients. And that's probably also because that is just what's in and cool right now, right? So comparing the texture and the feel, the biggest difference in texture comes from the finish of each of these. So Jelly Drip is very slick. It spreads evenly across the lips. You spread it with that metal tool, right? And it does a little bit of that blurring of lip lines. You're not going to get that with Butter Gloss by any means. It's that softer, creamier kind of product. Still going to give you a lot of shine. It's going to give you a tiny bit of moisture, and you're going to keep swiping it on because that color is going to dissipate after not that long, right? And of course, the applicators are going to change your experience. I find that Wet n Wild's applicator does pick up a really good amount of product. It's not like a case where you have to keep dunking in 25 times. I don't do that with NYX either, but with NYX, you know what you're getting, right? Every product has that kind of doe foot applicator, right? So they're both nice in their own ways. They're going to glide over your lips. They're not going to feel sticky. If you want to layer it or you need to reapply later, it's not going to get stringy in the center of the lips. And I've mentioned Wet n Wild is very watermelony. Butter Gloss is vanilla-y, kind of cupcakey. So summary there. Jelly Drip has a slick jelly-like texture with a glassy finish. Butter Gloss has a creamier texture and feels more like a traditional lip gloss. Neither formula feels sticky even after you layer it up. Jelly Drip has a strong watermelon scent, while Butter Gloss has a vanilla scent, and both formulas remain comfortable even with reapplication. And now we'll talk about shade range and swatches. And when I do these types of comparisons where there's just a ton of shades and so on and so forth, my goal is not to compare the shades. If I have them, I will. So I've compared the original e.l.f. lip oils to Wet n Wild's lip oils, right? And things like that. And I already owned all of them, so I can do that. But here, I don't. So I have all of Wet n Wild's, and I only have 2 shades from NYX. And I'm not going to purchase 27 lip glosses to do this blog post. And nor do I think that they're trying to copy each other or copy the shade range, or these are dupes in any way. So it really comes down to comparing the packaging and the wear and the application and the pigment level. It's not so much important to directly compare the shade range. I'm just comparing for you as a reference point the shades that I have so you can get an idea of those tones, but the pigment level and the shine especially, right? So here I just, I figured since I have more like pinky reds from NYX, I'll pull the same kind of color from Wet n Wild. So I compared the Blush Guava against NYX's Sorbet and Creme Brulee. Creme Brulee is one of my all-time favorites. Oh my gosh, I got it in a beauty advent calendar, and I've worn it so many times. Just the perfect, like, milky, pinky, everyday pink shade. It's beautiful, and I love it with the Ioni Warm Nude Lip Liner from Dollar Tree. That was my combo last summer, and I was definitely wearing that combo like into fall, at the point where people would tell you, okay, it's time to put away your summer lip combo now. Like, I'd see reels about that, and I'm like, well, I like my creme brulee in my warm nude. So they are very pretty together. But of course, you can just slap the NYX on, and I don't feel like I need to have like a structured lip with this kind of product, which is really nice and convenient. So obviously the biggest difference here is the shade range that is offered by these brands. And Blush Guava is a very like vibrant sort of pink for sure, versus the other shades that I have from NYX. So Jelly Drip is just going to give you more color in one swipe for sure. So I do have a little table here in the blog post if you want to compare the pigment intensity, and then you can see the awful job that I did of putting Blush Guava on my lips and how uneven it is. So you just get a little bit more, and you have to look at the photos. Like, the photos really tell all in terms of seeing the lip lines. And I think actually on the lips that Blush Guava is a better comparison point to Sorbet, however you like to say it, right? In terms of seeing, okay, Wet n Wild really does kind of smooth out those lip lines just a little bit. The color's brighter, and there is overall more coverage. Creme Brulee is harder to compare because there's just no shade from Wet n Wild that is like that as of yet, for sure. So summary here, Jelly Drip is available in 3 shades, Butter Gloss in 29, Blush Guava has a stronger color payoff than the NYX options that I personally own. Jelly Drip delivers higher pigmentation intensity in a single swipe. Butter Gloss shades are softer and rely more on shine than pigmentation. Butter Gloss offers more variety, while Jelly Drip provides bolder color. Now, how do you apply these? It's really not complicated. I'd probably be more likely next time to go in with Wet n Wild and try a little bit of a lip liner. When I'm testing and reviewing products, I'll just show you how they are on my lips without anything else. But really what you should do is you pull that applicator out of the tube and you swipe it on with that metal tool in one even layer and let it sit for a few minutes, and don't rub your lips together, right? And then as it wears away, if you want to reapply, you can, or you just like the stain, totally okay. Then for NYX Butter Gloss, do it how you want. I don't know, do a little lip combo if you want. It's not too complicated. It's very forgiving. I really don't feel like you could mess it up or put on too much. And then feel free to reapply it. There's really no like real way to say how to apply these. It is up to you, and it is a glossy lip product, both of these, so it's not very complicated. But as far as tips go here, go for Wet n Wild when you want more color. Go for Butter Gloss when you want that effortless everyday lip gloss. You absolutely can wear all of these alone if you want to, and you don't need a liner, and you can reapply these. I'm fizzling out. I'm getting even more tired as we go here. So we're on to wear test and longevity. So for these, usually my day is I slap these on, I'm working, I'm talking, I'm on several back-to-back Zoom meetings, and just sipping my water and talking. And that's where I noticed with the Wet n Wild that just in doing that for a couple hours, that the shine pretty much all comes off, but there is that noticeable amount of color that stays around on the lips and does not transfer. I would say the watermelon does fade a lot too if you're worried about that. But if you don't like the bold scents, then you're probably not going to like it on initial application, right? But Butter Gloss is like a traditional lip gloss, so it is going to fade away still through sipping your drink and talking and all of that. But it's not going to leave behind any kind of tint, so you're going to be probably more open to reapplying the product. So in terms of longevity, my brain likes to separate the shine from the pigment. So Jelly Drip's shine doesn't last all that long, maybe 2 hours when you're just talking, and it's going to wear away, but that color is going to outlast. Butter Gloss is just going to wear away pretty quickly, probably around the same time frame, and then it's not going to leave any color behind. So it depends what your priority is when it comes down to what you're going to reach for. So in summary, Jelly Drip's shine fades with wear, but some of that color is going to remain on the lips. Butter Gloss gradually loses both shine and color throughout the day. Neither formula is designed to be a long-wearing lip product. Both glosses can be reapplied without becoming sticky or uneven, and Jelly Drip offers better color longevity between touch-ups. Price and value. So if you recall, the Jelly Job from NYX is ridiculously highly priced for a drugstore lip gloss, even though they were giving you more product than Wet n Wild. And I guess in a way it kind of made sense, but you have to think of it as, I'm buying this one single lip gloss. $13 is a lot. It just is. So Jelly Drip has 0.12 fluid ounces, and depending where you buy it, it's going to range between $5.97 to $7.99. So we'll say $6. And there's only 3 shades. NYX's Butter Gloss, again, is about double, 0.27 fluid ounces. However, they're also selling theirs for about $6. And it has a much longer ingredient list than Wet n Wild. So I'm no expert in what all of that means, but I would imagine that they're costing about the same to manufacture. I don't know. I would love some insight there. So about $6 for NYX of the bigger shade range. So NYX is going to give you more product for the cost. They're going to have a larger shade range for you to select from. But Jelly Drip has, its unique packaging, the strong color, the strong scent, the stain that's going to stay on the lips. So what do you want there? If you're somebody that doesn't own a lot of lip colors and you are going to wear what you have and you're going to be replacing it every couple of months, that's where this type of thing really matters. And or if you're worried about a product going bad before you can use it up. If you're like me, you just overconsume, you buy all this stuff, and you're never going to use any of this up, then it's not really a big deal. So summary, Jelly Drip contains 0.12 fluid ounces, while Butter Gloss contains 0.27 fluid ounces. Butter Gloss provides more product for a similar price. And of course, the shade range is ridiculously different. And Wet n Wild's never going to give you 30 shades of this product anyways. That is not their thing. Jelly Drip has the metal applicator, and the value just comes down to what you prioritize in your wallet and in your gloss experience. So what's the final verdict? Again, I'm not going to tell you that one is better than the other, because it comes down to what you're looking for and what your preference is. And again, they're not trying to dupe each other in any way either. They're meant to be different. So they're both easy to wear lip glosses. Jelly Drip is going to stand out for the packaging, the color payoff, the smoothing of the lip lines, all of the things. Butter Gloss is always going to be there, hopefully, maybe, right? As a classic everyday option, a bigger shade range, a little bit sheerer color. You're going to pop it on anytime, wherever, right? So go with the Wet n Wild if you want more visible color in a higher shine, glassy finish, and you think the applicator is cool. Go with NYX Butter Gloss if you want more shade options, more product for the cost, and something that you're going to be more likely to probably pop on every day, throw it in your purse, etc., etc. So for a juicy statement-making lip gloss, that's where Wet n Wild has the edge. For an everyday staple that's going to fit into almost any makeup routine, NYX is going to deliver there. But both of these are lightweight, non-sticky, and it's going to come down to what you want. So pros and cons of these products together. Both formulas provide lightweight, non-sticky shine. Wet n Wild creates a glass-like finish that smooths the appearance of lip lines. Butter Gloss has 29 shades, including classic colors and glitter options. That's the bling. Now I can't say it, collection. Jelly Drip features a unique metal applicator that is cooling against the lips. Butter Gloss has a comfortable texture that works well alone or layered with lip liner or other lip products. Both glosses can be reapplied throughout the day without becoming gloopy, and Jelly Drip leaves behind some color after the shine fades away. The cons: Jelly Drip Lip Glaze is very limited in its shade range. NYX Butter Gloss does not leave behind any color. Jelly Drip has a strong watermelon scent. Butter Gloss has a traditional doe foot applicator, and both glosses require reapplication throughout the day. That's kind of a silly con because a glossy lip product always needs reapplication unless it's one of those formulas from like Cause Labs or Maybelline that are meant to miraculously stay shiny, right? And maybe you're thinking, well, how is the NYX applicator a con? It's not a con by any means. If you just think Wet n Wild is so awesome and that makes the other one boring, then that could be a con. So frequently asked questions, which is less sticky? So neither of them are sticky. That's it. That's the answer. Which is better? The better option depends on the experience that you prefer. Jelly Drip is better for a glass-like shine, stronger color payoff, and the unique metal applicator. NYX is better for a larger shade range, more product, and an easy everyday gloss. Is the Jelly Drip a dupe for NYX Butter Gloss? It is not. I think on the lips they look a little bit similar just because they are lip glosses, but they are doing totally different things. What is the difference? The main differences are the finish, pigmentation, applicator, and the shade range. Jelly Drip creates a juicier glass-like finish with a high-medium pigmentation and uses a metal applicator. NYX Butter Gloss has a creamier texture, sheer to medium coverage, a doe-foot applicator, and 29 shade selection. Which lip gloss is more pigmented? That's going to go to Wet n Wild for sure. And which one lasts longer? Wet n Wild, again, because it has that stain, that tint that leaves some color behind. And of course, I went through Reddit and I pulled some comments. So in terms of the butter gloss, we have, I love the butter gloss. It is so comfortable to wear. Also for the butter gloss, I've heard nothing but good things about these glosses. They're definitely on my list of purchases once I use up my current lip collection. And then for the Jelly Drip, I have all three of the Wet n Wild ones. They smell great and they have really good pigmentation. So that's it. So these are both easy to wear glosses. They have different purposes. They're doing some different things. They have completely different formulas. And it's going to come down to what you enjoy wearing on your lips. That's what you're going to buy. And I also recognize the scent is probably going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people too. The scent with Wet n Wild. But that is it. I'll be sure to get Target into the Jelly Drip information now that we know it's available there too. And I should also probably throw in here that I don't want to get like controversial with anything here with retailers. So whether you feel a certain way about Target or Walmart or so on and so forth, I just give you all of the options. I want to give full, complete, and accurate details, and it is up to you to shop where you want to shop. I'm not going to tell you to shop at any of those places. Support who and where and what you want to support. And that's basically it. Or, you don't have to click on my buttons at all. You can shop on your own and not send me that affiliate, income. That's totally okay as well. You do whatever you are comfortable with. But that is it. I'm done. I'm tired. That was another long one. And next time, I think I want to talk about something a little bit different with makeup. So thank you for listening.